Hi traders, welcome to the weekly Forex analysis from Infinite Wave. This is Maurice. Our first pair we'll be starting off is Australian dollar, US dollar. For this pair, we can see that it was coming downwards, like for this impulse. Right now we are expecting this correction to occur up to this level to complete this wave B. Then our next fall down heading towards wave C. So correction up and now another drop down. So that's for Australian dollar, US dollar. Our next pair we want to look at is DXY. DXY is still moving up, but we're supposed to be getting a correction heading down. So we're supposed to be seeing this move coming on up to these levels over here. Around 91,384 or 90,944. These regions, it's coming down. It can break this low over here, then head all the way down. So from this level, we will be taking our buys, but for now, we'll be looking for sales from DXY coming down. So that's for DXY. Our next pair I want to look at was New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. This pair is still correcting up, still moving to this level. It's supposed to come down up around these regions over here, then move all the way up to complete this structure over here, then head towards down. So New Zealand dollars JPY is still correcting. We'll be going to take our sales from this level over here at region B or at 78.6. If we get early sales, we also jump in, but for now, this structure has to complete all the way up. Again, it can also come back down to this region over here, to these levels, then shoot up to complete this structure at wave B. So it can be a complex correction heading towards wave B. So that's for New Zealand dollar JPY. For Canadian dollar JPY, we are still going up. We're supposed to arrive at these regions over here. So if you extend this, you're supposed to come at these regions around 89.187, this region, then come all the way down. If I take you back to Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, our analysis which we did for the last 2 weeks, let me show you Canadian dollar, JPY, what you are looking at. Here it is. So we were at this region here at 5. We were expecting, this was July 19th. We are at this region, we are expecting our buys to go all the way to here. So if you see how the chart behaved, it's moving up. So it's supposed to complete this region at this area over here, then continue all the way down. So basically that's for Canadian dollar JPY. If we take also back to New Zealand dollar JPY, we were at these levels over here. So we were expecting our buys to go up to these levels. So it's still moving in that particular direction. So we're waiting for that correction to complete. And then we take our next buys. So that's for Canadian dollar JPY, New Zealand dollar JPY. If we'll be trading them, those are the structures to look out for. Pound dollar as well is still a corrective structure. So pound dollar, we are waiting for this move down here to complete onto these regions. Then we move up at these levels for wave B. Then supposed to go down. So we wait for this sell to complete around these regions. When we get an early buy, we'll take our early buy. So that's for pound dollar. The next pair was also on our watch list is New Zealand dollar, US dollar. So for this pair as well, we are also waiting for this move up all the way to these regions, then another drop towards wave C. So wave A is done here. So we are waiting for this correction to take place and conclude at this region. Then we take our sales again. So we'll be also trying to look for buy entries at this region to go up before our last drop down. So for US dollar, Canadian dollar, this pair has been moving well for the past 2 weeks. If I take you back to our analysis that we did for New Zealand, for US dollar, Canadian dollar, let me take you back. We normally post some of our analysis on our TradingView account. If I take you back here, it is for US dollar, Canadian dollar. So we were waiting for this sell at here at 5 at this level to drop all the way down. This was July 19th. Let's see how the chart did. It did massively well. It dropped down quite well up to here. So if we go back to the chart for US dollar, Canadian dollar, we can also see it's still correcting up. So for this pair, remember this pair is coming all the way down. So this one is also like an impulse coming up, sorry. Then we are in this corrective structure over here. So we wait for this structure to complete here, then another drop down to complete the corrective structure. So this can take maybe like a day or two on this level, and for the next drop down. So remember, it's an impulse coming down, then correction, then another impulse coming down. So that's our overview for US dollar, Canadian dollar. Now our next pair was also gold. Gold, we were looking for sales at this region here, 1826, 1830s level regions from our previous analysis, and it did so well. It dropped down. So right now, our overview for gold, we're supposed to be seeing this move going all the way to around 1867 levels before dropping down. So always remember with something with gold, anytime there is a crisis, when we're trading gold, investors tend to buy gold or hold on to gold because it's much safer to reserve our equities through gold. So anytime there is a pandemic or anytime there's a calamity, most investors will shift to buying gold. So if we see the rapid cases for COVID-19 virus or cases, we will be seeing gold going or correcting all the way up, then for the next drop down. So that's our overview for gold. Now our next pair we want to look at was euro dollar. Euro dollar as well is also in a corrective structure. For this one, we are also waiting for this move all the way up to these levels, and then for the next drop down. So that's for euro dollar. Now our next pair I wanted to look at was Swiss franc JPY. Swiss franc JPY is also is supposed to be going down as well. It's in a corrective structure. So for this pair, something can happen here. It can correct up again to complete maybe a major correction here. It can come down up to these levels, correct up. So it can spend some time around this region before coming all the way down. So our main overview for this one is supposed to be selling. but for now it can take some time inside this structure, then come down. So if I take you to the long time frame for Swiss franc JPY, you can see it's supposed to be heading all the way down. So it's in a corrective phase. So this one is wave 4. It's supposed to be coming all the way down. So this one was a corrective phase. This was a corrective phase, and now this one is a corrective phase coming down. So we will be looking for sales for this particular pair all the way down. So it's supposed to sell long term for Swiss franc, Japanese yen. But on lower time frame, it can spend some time buying at these levels or correcting before the main breakout coming down. So that's for Swiss franc, Japanese yen. New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc as well is also in a corrective phase. So we're supposed to be seeing it buying up to these levels before the last drop down. So if I take you back to analysis of this pair, which we did like a week ago. So here it is for New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen. This was July 28th. So this is where we were at these levels. Let's see how it did. So it's moving up as this arrow is indicating. So we are supposed to see it coming down a bit, then continue the wave structure for wave 2 and completion around 0.618 area or 0.5 area, which are retracement levels. So that's for New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc. So we'll be still looking for buys. Now, the next pair I wanted to look at for that one was Aussie dollar JPY. Aussie dollar JPY is also in a corrective phase as well. We are waiting for it to go up to these levels at 83.840 to complete wave B, then go down. So right now we can be looking for buys or scout for buys for this particular pair up to these regions, then do a drop down or continue with the main sell. So it's still correcting. That's for Australian dollar, Japanese yen. Australian dollar, NZD, which has been moving quite well, is supposed to be coming to these regions here at 100%, which is a extension wave for wave C at this level. So I still at this region, so it can do another correction up here, then do another drop down, or it can also continue with the drop down. But possibility it can be at this level correction and then another impulse going down. So that's for Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. Now for the next pair, I wanted to check us what was this pair. This was a crypto currency, which was a request by someone through our Facebook page. If I take you back to analysis that we did for this particular pair, we did it like maybe like 2-3 weeks ago, and this one was it. Now this was July 23rd. If you can see at this region of it, July 23rd, we are looking for buys. Let's see how the graph performed. And it did quite well, so it's still moving up. So it's a good buy as well. So it will buy long term. So what you can do, you just move your stop loss above your entry and secure your profits. So that's for the currencies. If I do a quick wind up for the stocks that we were looking at, cryptocurrencies for the week. Bitcoin as well was moving, was still in corrective phase at these levels. This was a complete correction happening. So for now, an impact has taken place over here. So the 5 waves, the 5 mini waves or the 5 minor waves have already completed at this region at 5 here. So we are expecting a correction to come all the way down to around maybe 36-7 regions. Now for the next impulse move up. So if you see quite well at this level over here, you can see that it's forming like a head and shoulder pattern. So this can be our head here. Then this one can be our left shoulder here. This one can also be our right shoulder here. So it can come down. So this one will also be a wave 2, as this one can also be a wave 1. So where wave 5 ends can be wave A or wave 1. And where wave 2 ends can also be our wave B as well. Then for the next 5 moves going up to complete wave 3. So for Bitcoin, we'll be looking for sells up to these regions, then for our next buy. So if we get an early buy, we'll jump in, or maybe until the structure completes forming. So the market is always in a cycle, an impulse, correction, an impulse, correction. So that's for Bitcoin. So for stocks, if I do a stocks and futures quick overview. So for wheat, we are looking for sells for wheat. It's a good time for sell wheat, these particular levels. So going up all the way to wave C, these regions. So wheat, look for sells and sell it. Now for the next one, Disney as well, Disney stock as well is supposed to be moving up. So if you have a good account or have stocks account, look to also buy Disney and go up with it. So it's a good time to buy Disney stock. Virgin Galactic as well, and our buy has already started, so we are waiting for buys at this level. Let me take you back a bit to Virgin Galactic, our previous analysis, and see how it was. Virgin Galactic, here it is. So Virgin Galactic on July 14th, at this level, we are looking for it to complete this drop down here up to around 27 regions, then buy. Let's see how the chart is performing. So it's moving up. So that's for Virgin Galactic. So with the buy has already started, so we can also get in the buy. So I think that's all for today. We'll be covering more stocks and more currencies upon your request. We wish you a successful trading week. All the best ahead. Keep safe. Have a peaceful trading week, and also risk only what you can manage to lose. Don't risk too much. We'll be uploading our videos on our YouTube channel, so as well subscribe to our channel for this analysis and more learning as well. Keep safe, and we wish you nothing but the best in this coming weeks.